Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Today is I'm calling this episode 2 of Cooking with Karen, Cooking with Carrie. And this episode has to do with first of the month, check day, food stamp day. You know when it's the end of the day and you're waiting for that next day so you can get your food stamps because you broke and you ain't got nothing to eat? Well, that's what it is for me. It's like the day after Thanksgiving, but it's also the end of the month. And this is my fridge at the end of the month, one day before food stamp check day. Look at my fridge. You know, this is kind of like an empty fridge to me, but check back tomorrow on food stamp check day, there'll be more in it. So back to food stamp check day. I eat gruel at the end of the month. Usually I do oodles and noodles. You know, these are not oodles and noodles, but today's end of the month check days. I'm gonna do like grits. These are my leftover grits from yesterday after Thanksgiving Day dinner. This is like my collard greens that I made, you know, after Thanksgiving Day dinner. You know, my friend gave me some leftovers too. So we're gonna basically make pancakes with some pumpkin. This is a pumpkin. We're gonna mix in some pumpkin, and then we're gonna boil some grits with our collard greens. And that's gonna make today's Cooking with Carrie episode. But before we start, we want to show you. In addition, we want to show you some sprouts. We want to start some sprouts. Sprouts are really healthy. Into our end of the month food stamp dinner because we broke and we add oodles and noodles. We're gonna do some sprouts. Sprouts are healthy for you. If you're too cheap to go to the store or if you're too broke to buy lettuce, you can just make your own sprouts. And basically, you know, these are some seeds. I'm going to show you how to do this. Let me open up a pack of healthy, delicious sprouting mix seeds that you know, sprout in a jar in a dark place. These are some seeds from the sprouting mix. Can you see the seeds? From sprouting mix, healthy, you know, eat your sprouting mix. I'm just going to put them in a jar. I'm just going to basically put them in a jar and with some water. You know, I'm going to let them soak. You know, sprouts take like a few days to make. So, and I cover them with cheesecloth. Well, don't look at that part of cheesecloth. I'm covering them with cheesecloth, and I'm going to set them at, well, you know, I'm going to let these soak for 8 hours. Then I'm going to drain the water. But I'm basically going to set these in a cabinet in a dark place. Because sprouts, they need a dark cabinet. So, you know, this is a dark cabinet. And then tomorrow, you know, I'm going to drain the water, let them soak. And then you rinse them like every day for like 4 days. And progressively the jar will fill with sprouts. And maybe on another episode, I'm going to show you the progress of our sprouts. But that's for another episode. So let's get back to today's Cooking with Carrie kitchen. We're going to start with the pancakes. This is our pancake batter. We got this when we had our food stamp day. This was the first of the month purchase that we still got left over. So this is our ready-made pancake mix. I'm just going to pour some in here. Pour some pancake mix in there. And put our, we're doctoring this one up. We're doctoring this up. This is a pumpkin. This is a can of pumpkin. So we're going to doctor this up with some pumpkin. So we're calling this a pumpkin pancake. And let me show you one more thing from Carrie's kitchen. Look at her fridge she got in here. This is what I call almond milk. If you're too cheap to go to the store and make, you know, buy that oat milk, you know, you want to buy the vegetarian milk. This is just made from, let me look at my cabinet. Let me see if I can find them. This is just milk that I made from, you know, raw walnut pieces. You know, you just run them through a blender. So we're going to use some, I'm calling this oat milk, walnut milk, pecan milk. We're going to put some of this in our pancake batter instead of water. Our homemade walnut milk. And we're going to stir this up and let it set for a few minutes, you know, before we fry it up. Fry up our batter. This is our oat milk and our can of pumpkin that we're making. We can call this pumpkin nut milk pancakes. You don't need to add no baking soda because it's already in the pancake mix. For when you're too lazy and you can't really figure out how to make your own pancake mix no way from scratch. It's kind of like ready-made. So we're going to let this sit for a minute so that it can rest and rise. And then we'll come back and we'll make our pancakes. And so I just realized I want to doctor these pumpkin pancakes mix up with some sunflower seeds, you know, in addition to that oat milk that I just put in it. That way I can call this pumpkin sunflower seed oat nut milk pancakes. End of the month, one day before check food stamp day. So in addition to that, waiting for our welfare check food stamp day meal, because this is the end of the month gruel while I'm waiting for my welfare check for the food stamps. This is some grits, because I'm eating basically gruel. It's the end of the month. But check back tomorrow when it's food stamp day and I'm going to be eating much better food than, you know, corn grits, hopefully. So anyway, this is to show you how to go corn grits to go along with these pancakes. It's basically just corn grits and water. You know, where's the thing? Just basically, yeah, this is like a no-brainer for anyone who's too lazy to cook, or, you know, if you're too lazy to cook or you can't cook, this is like a no-brainer. Just pour some water and some grits. You know, this is corn grits. I have to say, I got this from one of those community fridges. I don't know if you have a community fridge in your area. I don't know if you have a community fridge in your area, but you can get some free food from these community fridges areas. I'm in the New York, New Jersey area, and so I do community fridges, and this stone ground grits actually came from the community fridge. It's kind of like take what you want. No, take what you need and leave what you want. Or is it take what you want and leave what you need? Something like that. Leave what you want or take what you need. So look for a community fridge near you and you can get free mutual aid food also. So we're going to stir these we're going to stir these grits up. You know, I think because these are stone ground, they take like a much longer time to cook than those processed grains that cook in 1 minute. So basically, after these grits are cooked, this is the final product. This is my leftover from yesterday's Thanksgiving Day meal that my friend gave me. I ate as part of it. So let's just pretend that these grits are cooked. These grits are cooked and they're now finished. You know, it took like an hour to cook because they really take a long time. So this is an experiment, y'all. I'm going to take these grits. They went from this boiling up to when they're cooked, which is like a porridge or an oatmeal, but I'm going to take them one step further. I'm going to try to fry them. I'm going to try to fry them in this pan and see what they do, because this is my experiment. I'm going to try to make some pancake grits. So let's heat up this pan with some oil. Let me get my oil out of here. We got our oil. Let's see with our spatula. Where's the spatula? We got our spatula. And we gotta wait for this pan to heat up. So we're back, and our pan is kind of hot. Oh, it's too hot. It's kind of hot. We're gonna try and fry this into a pancake and see what happens. So let's turn this down a bit, and let's get the plate ready and get some oil in here. This is all an experiment, y'all. We're going to try to make some cornmeal pancakes. See what happens. Heating up the oil. I don't know how hot you should make it, but enough to like fry some cornmeal. And I'm pretty sure, if anybody out there, I'm pretty sure you probably know, somebody's probably done this before. Make a version of cornmeal that's basically fried in the pan. See, maybe you can call this polenta, you know? This is, again, this is my cornmeal, and this is the finished product, you know, from this bag of corn grits. So let's put this in here and see what happens. Maybe I should slice it? You know, it feels like it wants to be sliced. Let's see what happens if we slice it. Okay, I'm not sure how to slice it. Let me put it like that. It's frying, it's doing something. Be careful with the camera. It's doing something. Let's smush this into some pancakes. Turning this up on high so it can do its thing, whatever it's going to do. Because this is all an experiment. We're not trying to feed the roaches, so be careful you don't put no food. We're not trying to feed the roaches, so be careful not to drop food on the floor. I don't want to feed the mice either, so I'm trying not to drop food all over the floor, feeding the mice and the roaches. Let's see if this will even flip. It's doing something. This is my gruel, y'all. I'm telling you, if y'all cabinet empty because it's one day before check day and food stamp day, corn grits is your best friend. Look how versatile these is. They doing something. You might can think of a name for them. What would you call this? I call this fried corn grits. Fried corn grits. Alright. So now while this corn grits is frying, we're going to try to make some gravy. This is some flour. We're trying to make some gravy to go along with this corn grits. Alright, so I'm kind of multitasking. This might be getting a little messy because I'm trying to do this all in one thing. This is our pan for the gravy. Because I gotta doctor up these cornmeal grits with some gravy. So I'm heating up some flour. And I'm trying to multitask at the same time. So let's just pretend that this cornmeal mush is frying as I'm making this gravy. And you can make your own gravy, you know, from this community fresh food gravy. Community fresh food gravy. It's just flour, oil, you know, and season it up with some salt and pepper. I think you can make gravy from cornstarch too. This is salt. And pepper. So this is, I think, what you call browning the gravy, or browning the flour, where you're literally trying to burn the flour in oil. I have no idea what the purpose of that is, but I'm trying to brown it. Let me add some more oil. It wants some onions. I forgot the secret ingredient, onions. Put some onions in there so you can season it up. Maybe you even want to put some garlic. I don't know how far you want to go with your gravy. Throw in whatever's in the fridge. If you got whatever's in the end of the month fridge. If you got some beans in there for one day before check day, food stamp day, put those in there too. You know, while you're waiting for your welfare check. Okay, so let me fry up these onions a bit. I think this is brown enough. I think that's brown enough. So I'm going to add some water. Now you might want to move back for a second, because when you add the water, it's going to pop from the steam. I think it's hot enough. You hear that? Seasoning. You hear that steam? Now I don't know. It's just the water reacting with the oil. But look, I'm trying to stir out. You know, this is just a bottle of water, you know, because I'm in New Jersey, and they said don't drink the water in New Jersey. I have no idea why. Maybe because they think of why did it say don't drink the water in New Jersey? I have no idea. It has to do with the factories, the chemical factories over there, or what? But anyway, this is some water I got from the store. And I'm adding it. And you see how it's sticking in it? You just got to keep stirring the lumps out of it. Keep stirring the lumps. Oh, one thing I forgot to show you. Can you see my cabinet? My cabinet. One thing I forgot to show you from my cabinet. You know, I have to say, this cabinet, it's not really affected by food stamp day because it's dry goods and they last longer than my perishable goods in the fridge, you know. Anyway, I got chicken bouillon cubes. These are bouillon cubes I got from the store. And they're good for seasoning, you know. But I have to say these are fake chicken bouillon cubes. You know, they're like chicken, but it's fake chicken, you know, bouillon cubes. So I'm just using this for some seasoning. Let me break off a piece because these are really concentrated. They're like pure salt. So you don't want to use that much. I got to be careful because this fork is hot and I'm trying to pretend like it's not hot. So I got my fake chicken bouillon cube in there. I got to stir it some more. I'm having trouble stirring because I'm really waiting for this fork to cool down. And it's gradually getting a little thicker. It really should take like 5 or 10 minutes to stir out all the lumps. And you can just put the amount of water in it that you want, depending on the thickness that you want. You know, if you want it thinner, add more water. That's basically done. I have to say, it looked like it got lumps in it. I have no idea what that is, but this is garbanzo flour. So even if it's lumps, even if there's lumps from this garbanzo flour, at least they're well cooked lumps from this flour. So let's turn this off and let this cool down as we're waiting. We got our cornmeal mush done. We got our gravy done. Now let's go back to our pancakes. You remember the pancake we made from the beginning? I think it done set enough to where we can try and fry it to go along with our collard greens. I just discovered I'm out of pans to fry my pancake in. So I'm going to take this out, put it over there, and then I'll have a clean pot. And we'll come back in a second. For the magic of a camera editing, I'm going to skip this part where I'm cleaning the pot out and come back. Okay, so we're back. I'm not exactly sure how I did with my 2-second break. But I took this out, you know, our cornmeal mush. Now we've got a pan ready for our pancakes. Let's cover this gravy for a second. Meanwhile, while we're cooking these pancakes, let's get the collard greens heated up. Heat up those leftover collard greens with some carrots. You know, if I can say these kale came from Food Not Bombs, and if you're living near Food Not Bombs in your area, visit Food Not Bombs. They have free food for the community. Mutual aid. So let's cook this pancake with some oil. Heat up hot oil for our ready-made pancake mix. We need a second for this oil to heat up. Oh, yeah, be careful with hot cooking oil. You don't want any cooking disasters while you're trying to make your cooking video. You know. Yeah, okay. Be sure to not feed the mice and rats too. Let's pour our pancake mix batter in here. I'm not sure. Is this cornmeal mush on there? I'm not sure. So let's see how this works. So this is our sunflower seed, pumpkin, canned pumpkin pancake mix. Cover it. Let it heat up for how long you think it takes? 30 seconds? You can tell when it's done because it's going to get some bubbles around the edge, and there ain't no bubbles. It's still cooking. Got this as high as I can get it. Let's cover it again. So let's see how it's doing. Well, it's been there about a minute on high. I don't see no bubbles, but let me check the bottom. Let's hope it's not sticking. You see, making sure it's not sticking on the bottom. Uh-oh. It's not ready yet. Let me peek underneath it. You can kind of see over there. It's kind of cooked on the bottom. You think I should try and turn it? We're going to try and turn it. This is not the happiest pancake, y'all. I have to say. Uh-oh. We got to let them sit for a minute. I'm having trouble flipping them. Let's see. He's not happy, y'all. Let's see. He partially flipped. There, he's some over here too. I don't know why he's happy. I usually always make happy pancakes, y'all. But for the one reason I'm trying to make a pancake on the video, it's not happy. Let's cover him up. We're gonna check him back in like a minute. Let's see how he's doing. If he's recovered any. I don't know. At least he's rising. We might gotta flip him twice because he's not so happy. Let's see if he will flip twice, so we can try and repair him. See if we can repair him. Is he repairable? He's doable. He's cooking still. We go. Well, let's see what the inside looks. Maybe we put. Maybe it's the pancake batter. Did we get the pancake? Did we get the pumpkin batter off a little? That made him like not so light and fluffy. Anyway, we're gonna let him still steam for another bit just to make sure he's cooked all the way through, even though he's not so happy. Okay, so this is our pancake. He's not so happy, but he's cooked. He's done. So let's get him out on the plate. Part of him, pieces. This is our cornmeal mush that came from this, from our leftover corn grits. And our collard greens is boiling. He's still boiling. Let's put some of that on the plate. Collard greens really need some pork. And this is our gravy made from our chickpea flour. That's gonna doctor up this cornmeal mush. And this is our Cooking with Carrie happy end of the month, one day before welfare checks day, food stamp day meal.